I've been doing some scouting around. There's quite a bit of old dead oak and stuff laying around on the property. And yeah, I mean, more than it just being a fire hazard, it's a viable source of firewood. So, I'm not going for like the architectural pieces of wood. For instance, I'm respecting this stuff because it is visually pleasing, and it'll fall over eventually anyway. So, but there's still this stuff on the ground, and it is viable oak wood. And we have some of these over here that have already lost some branch, has come down to the bottom, come down to the ground here, and is really not a lot of good wood because it's very light, but it is still viable firewood. And that's what this whole thing is about. Lots of this has just broken off as a result of snowstorms and weakened portions of the tree. You see, this is kind of what I'm talking about here in this oak. There's a lot of damage to it from mistletoe. Right there, you see that? Yeah. Once mistletoe gets into a tree, you can sort of you can moderate some of the damage to the tree, but really, once it's in there, it's kind of in there. So I haven't heard of anybody that has a surefire cure for mistletoe, whether you're working on a systemic project or a topical application. Once it's there, it's there. So you want to encourage the animals to come around, right? You want to see the deer in your yard. And you're telling yourself, but if I cut the bushes, they won't have anything to browse on. That's not the case. When you cut the bushes, fresh growth comes up from the bottom and also off of these edges where you cut, and that is more tempting to the animals than this old stuff that's been on here. You'll see them and they'll be browsing on the tips because the new growth is what they're interested in. So when you prune, when you come out and you prune in the yard, what you're doing is actually encouraging the deer to have fresh new browse. So here we go. This is wood that is pretty much past its prime, but the thing is, it is oak. So that wood that has not started to rot is still very viable. You'll see that we have these areas where it's starting to rot away and it's still solid. So that will be worth harvesting. I will. Here's another. Even the oak that is not per se that good is still great for kindling to get your wood going. So hesitate to too quickly dismiss. There's plenty of good wood to be had, even though it's not the prettiest stuff. talking about how you need to take and disturb the wood that you're pulling off the forest floor to let things dry so that dirt and mud and stuff like that can fall off more easily. But the other point to taking and tossing the wood like this is that as it sits down on the earth, bugs and such are wanting to move in. So tossing it around this way gives them a chance to get out of there, scurry out, and find some other place to live rather than living in your wood pile. I'm just tossing these around right now. I'm going to leave them like this. You see this trail of oak that I have set aside. I'm going to leave it like this because I want to give it time for the bugs to get out of it. Why not? So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing today. I'm out gathering the stuff up off of the forest floor. Okay.